Hi and welcome to Ottawa English. I'm Angela. In this video we're going to be looking at CELPIP Speaking Task 3, which is where you're asked to describe a picture or to describe some things that are happening in a picture. You get to talk for a minute, and in this video I'm going to give you 3 sample answers and point out some of the things that are important and also give you some tips for things to remember when you get to this question. So I've got 60 seconds to talk about this picture and describe the things that are happening, and I'm going to start speaking now. This is a picture of a beach where several children are playing together, either with a skipping rope or in the sand. 2 of the children are holding the skipping rope so that a third child, who is dressed in red pants and a pink top, can skip. The children have found the shadiest part of the beach on this sunny day. Behind the children, fishermen have parked several blue boats on the sand. Most of them have oars rather than engines. Even further back, there is a whole fleet of large, brightly coloured boats in the water. They look like they may be heading out into the ocean, but they may just be anchored and waiting for dusk, when their fishermen climb on board, check their nets, and sail to the deep water where they'll fish for the night. So let's take a look at a transcript of that response, and I'm going to point out some things that are important in a high-scoring response. So first of all, we've got our complex sentences. These are built on correlative conjunctions, relative clauses, and a parallel. So all of those complex sentences give you a good score for your language efficiency. So I've also given the picture some depth. So first of all, the depth of perspective with what's in front of something else and what's behind something else. So those are the prepositional phrases. And I've also given the depth of time by using the present perfect. So these are things that I can see, but I didn't see them happening. So they happened before the picture was taken. In this second sample, we're going to look at this picture. And again, I've got 60 seconds to describe some things that are happening in this picture. Start speaking now. This is a picture of a living room in what might be a retirement home because all of the people are quite elderly. At the front of the picture, one of the elderly couples is dancing. The man in his checkered pants is balding, while the woman in her little black boots seems to have quite a bit of hair. To their left, another couple has sat down in comfortable armchairs and is having a nice conversation over a hot drink. To the right, another couple is standing still. The man has a walking stick to support himself, but the woman seems very comfortable standing without support. The decor is very typical of a living room with a curtained window, a cluttered bookcase, and a large no-fuss plant. So if we take a look at the transcript of that response, you can see that I have some complex sentences to show my high level of language, and some of them are built on subordinating conjunctions, some of them are built on relative clauses, and one of them is built on a parallel. I've also got my depth phrases. So first of all, I've got prepositional phrases to show what's in front of something and what's behind something, what's next to something. And I've got my present perfect to show that depth of time. If you're preparing for CELPIP, it's a really good idea to work with a tutor. Working with a tutor turns your passive learning into active learning. It targets the things that matter, and it saves you time trawling through YouTube. So if you'd like to work with me to prepare for CELPIP, give me a call at 613-614-6460. You can also email me angela@ottawa-english.com. Now let's go on to our third example. This one's of a bakery. This is a picture of a bakery where several people are serving customers from behind a beautifully laid out counter. The counter has 2 levels so that more of the freshly baked goods can be displayed. Everything from cakes and pastries to rolls and loaves has managed to find a spot on those 2 counters. Some of the goods are protected by transparent covers, but most of the items are open to the air. The servers are all wearing aprons, and the main baker is even wearing a white chef's hat. Behind the servers, there's another counter and shelves where various dishes and loaves of bread have been placed. All that careful organization has left the workers relaxed and cheerful, so they're all smiling. So if we take a look at a transcript of my response, you can see that I have used several complex sentences built on correlative conjunctions and several that are built on relative clauses. I've used the present perfect to give that depth of time. So those are those things that I know have happened, but I didn't see them happening. And I've also got the depth of perspective with those prepositional phrases saying what's in front and what's behind something. So for your tips, first of all, practice describing pictures. Pull up anything on the internet, in a magazine, and just practice. Make sure that you provide an overview. This is a picture of. Pick out areas of activity that work with your vocabulary. So if you look at a picture and there's something that you just don't know what that thing's called, if you can't think of a good workaround, go to a different part of the picture and talk about that. You don't have time to talk about everything, so pick out the things that you can talk about. Add lots of details to those things that you can talk about. Use a range of complex sentences. You can build them on those subordinating conjunctions, relative clauses. You can build them on gerunds, on participles, but use them. Use prepositional phrases to give your picture the depth of perspective. Use a couple of present perfects to give your picture the depth of time. And finally, do make sure that you finish before the time runs out, because you don't want to sacrifice any points for completeness. You don't have to say everything, but when you get to the end of your sentence and your time's almost done, just drop your voice so it sounds to the examiner like you've finished. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been a helpful video. It would really help me if you like it, so then I know that you want another one like it or something similar. You can also put a comment in the comments box below telling me what kind of video you'd like me to make. So best of luck if you're about to take your test. Bye-bye now.